appointment of commissioners for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. A major result in that is that the nation failed to meet the deadline for undertaking boundaries review, while the residents of 4 wards and 1 constituency have not conducted required by-elections, thus denying them the right to have elected representatives. Our question is, for how long will this injustice continue? We are especially concerned that the orders by the High Court requiring the current IEBC selection panel to complete their work have been ignored. On its part, Parliament is yet to process and enact the IEBC Amendment Bill, which has proposed to restart the process of recruiting the commissioners. To safeguard the future of Kenya, we call upon His Excellency the President, William Ruto, and all concerned stakeholders to set politics aside and facilitate completion of the appointment of the commissioners. On their part, we call upon the Speakers of National Assembly and the Senate to fast-track the processing of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill 2024. Let us not expose our nation to further danger and risk. Number 2, make the electoral reforms people-driven. As a strategy to address the demonstrations that rocked the country after 2022 general elections, the government and the opposition established the National Dialogue Committee to restore peace. In a measure of injustice, the National Assembly adopted the report despite the fact that it was not subjected to public participation or discourse. We call upon the Speakers of the National Assembly and Senate to publish the NADCO report in a way that it is accessible to all Kenyans. Further, the Joint Legal Affairs Committee should visit all counties to receive feedback and input from the people on the proposed reforms. On our part as the church and church leaders, we are committed to using our platforms to educate our people on the reforms, but we do require goodwill on the part of our parliament. Number 3, facilitate education. Schools in our region continue to report inordinate delays in the release of school capitation funds. This has negatively affected the operation of schools. Further to this, the strike by junior secondary school teachers is denying our children the right to education. We call upon the Ministry of Education to ensure equality of all counties and schools with regard to disbursement of the capitation funds. Further, the ministry needs to speedily address the strike by the junior secondary school teachers, since these learners are expected to do the same exams as the learners whose learning has not been interrupted. It is also crucial that the government reinstates the Edu Afya program urgently. We must not gamble with the health and well-being of our children. Number 4, heal the healthcare sector. The state of healthcare in our counties is worrying. Most health facilities do not have the required medicines and are yet to recover from the lengthy doctors' strike. Quite devastating is that the church-owned and private health facilities have been crippled as a result of the failure by the National Health Insurance Fund to remit the funds due to them. It is therefore a major concern that the government is pushing for a transition from NHIF to Social Health Insurance Fund without indicating how the NHIF debts will be paid. We call upon the Cabinet Secretary for Health to speedily address this matter. Number 5, take public participation seriously. We commend the Finance and Budget Committee of the National Assembly for the extensive public participation on the Finance Bill 2024. However, we urge the members to take the sentiments expressed by the citizens seriously. Our position remains that the Finance Bill should be one that inspires hope, not one that brings frustration and despair by increasing taxes. Let us all join hands to build a financial and economic dispensation that encourages and enables citizens to engage in dignified livelihoods. In conclusion, we call to mind the centrality of unity in promoting peace, national cohesion, and prosperity. This is the message we pass to ourselves and to all Kenyans through the national anthem when we pray. Let us all in one accord, in common bond united, build this our nation together. And the glory of Kenya, the fruit of our labor, fill every heart with thanksgiving. May God bless Kenya. May God bless Nyanza region, now and always. I would want to make it very clear to our leaders that at times certain statements made in public and answered in public lead Kenyans to a lot of confusion. I know there is a formula that has always been used to allocate the county funds. And that formula is coming to an end, and we now need to discuss more, review it. As we prepare to review it, there are those views of one man, 1 shilling that is going out there. I think it would be very unfair to begin going that direction that those politicians have taken. Let it be subjected to the input of people, and when we finally get there, we will come up with a formula that favors Kenyans all over the country without other counties or regions feeling more advantaged than the others. We need a formula that balances resource sharing in Kenya in a way that there is equity and there is equality. That is what I believe we should stand for and strive towards. Not beginning to talk in a way thinking that you are more advantaged than the others. That is being unfair as Kenyans who share one country, live in one country, have one cake to share.
You are watching Media One International, always fast and fast. Like, share, and subscribe.